I'm glad to meet you, sir. Honestly, I want to be an international civil servant like you, so I'd like to get your advice to be an international civil servant.
Okay. For the career advice, there are different ways to get into the UN. There are different groups of people. For Korea, there are some tracks which we can join the UN in the initial stage as a UNV, which we say United Nations Volunteers, which is normally used by young students to get into who do not have many years of experience, but a few years of experience to get into the system. And once you work for a few years, then you can become professional staff. For Korea, there is also a system called JPO, which is Junior Professional Officers. It is recruited by the Korean government but posted in the UN, so that's another way to get into it. The Korean government normally supports for 3 years to be in the UN, and then in the 3 years you need to be able to get into the system. So that's another. There is also another test which is allowed for people who don't have any experience to compete within the UN system, which is called National Competitive Examination. It happens like every year. And then I don't know whether South Korea is eligible for that or not. It could be. I'm not sure. You need to check that. So it's called NCE, National Competitive Examinations, or now they say YPP, Young Professional Programs, where it's a global competitions. But you can give exams, and if you pass that, then you have a job for the whole of your life. So it's like a permanent post. Yeah. So that's also another way to get into the UN system. There are also short-term consultancies and others but for that you need a bit of experience before you get into it. So people who are coming fresh out of the graduates or who are coming fresh out of the colleges can have different schemes. You can go to UNV, you can go as a JPO, which is Junior Professional Officers, which is again funded by the Korean government. And then you have another one which is called the YPP or NCE, which is Young Professional Programs, where you give exams every year, and then if you pass, then you get into the system. So this is for the young people, where you can get into the system and start working. But the other way is to gain some experience outside of the UN, and then you can apply for other posts, and then you can be chosen for. It is a competitive exam, but still, it also depends on the composition of the office, which means that if there is less people from South Korea, then there is a chance that the office will take South Korean, right? So because the UN has to have a geographical balance of all the member states. It cannot be all French, or it cannot be all Nepalese, or it cannot be all Thais. It has to be balanced. So sometimes if the organization has less number of certain member states representations, then they are given a special priority during recruitment.